down. Now, history was made in Jerusalem this week as the IDF's first ultra-Orthodox combat brigade completed basic training. The Hasmonean Brigade marched 55 kilometers to the Western Wall, a powerful symbol of faith and defense, marking a significant step in Israel's efforts to integrate Haredi soldiers into the military. If this can be used in a broader realm of actually integrating this portion of the population into Israeli society in a broader aspect, do you think that this could be a model, not just in the military, but in other aspects as well?
I'm not sure this new brigade is necessarily a model because it is separate from the rest of the army. It's a way to get a few Haredim into the army, but they remain very much distinct and not integrated, and they have this outrageous compromise of a rabbinical authority diluting the authority of the military commanders in the brigade. That can't be a model for anything. Moreover, we shouldn't be distracted by shiny things. This is one brigade. The reality is that over the past year or so, tens of thousands of conscription notices have been sent to Haredi youth, and about, I think, 1,000 were not ignored. The rest were ignored. What would happen to your average secular or traditional Israeli or religious non-Haredi Israeli if they ignored the call-up orders? What would happen to my daughters? They would all be in jail. This makes a mockery of equality under the law. It cannot continue, but it's very complicated because even though the heart says, absolutely, recruit them all, and if they refuse, throw them in jail. Yeah, they're go cold turkey and shock therapy. The reality is that if they were really integrated into all military units, then every single military unit would have conflict internally because they would start, if their preferences are respected, they would start complaining about women's dress and about the level of kosherness of the food and everything else. This is Israel's major issue. It's a bigger problem than any dispute with any group of Arabs. The Haredim are 16% of the Jewish population right now. They very much live off subsidies, direct and indirect. They refuse to teach their boys in high school math, English, and science. They insist on long periods into adulthood, sometimes all of life, in seminaries where they want to receive a tuition, not pay a tuition. The participation in the labor force for men is very low, and for high-level work, extremely low. When you talk to Haredim about this and ask them how it can continue, they'll point to exceptions. Here's a Haredi high-tech guy, and here's a woman doctor, and here's this brigade. But the truth is, partly on the wing of child allowances, Haredi families are having 7 kids apiece. So this 1/6 of the Jewish population doubles itself as a proportion every generation. In 20 years, it's a third. And in 40 years, they're a majority. Now, how is that going to work for a modern country? If you're really going to respect their lifestyle and their preferences and the way they want gender separation and the way they sanctify above all else men studying Torah all their lives and the way they refuse to serve in the army, which, by the way, is doubly immoral, considering that the Haredim are the most nationalistic, anti-Arab group. Every poll shows this. In Israeli society, they are solidly part of the right-wing government that is inclined to prolong wars, not shorten them. And they refuse to serve in these wars. It's an abomination. Maimonides is probably rolling in his grave because that great Jewish scholar basically stood for opposing the idea that religion should be an excuse to not participate in modern life and should be a career. Religion should be a part of everyday life, integrated into modern life, not the creation of this ghetto that really is poised to destroy the modern state of Israel unless something happens quick.
Posing some interesting thoughts as always. Dan Perry, great to have you with us. Thank you.